you mean? Yeah! Woohoo! Wow! Yeah! Wow! Hup! Hup! Yeah! Woohoo! Hi, Mario.
光と闇から生まれた始まりは心によって育まれた。命は脈々と受け継がれ時が流れ、やがて世界となった大地は人々の暮らしを作り上げた。ここは光と闇、継ぐものと継がざるもの、夢と歪みを持った多層都市スカラ・アド・カエルム。子はやがて衆となり結社を組織した。継ぐ者の結社、継がざる者の結社、いくつもの衆は都市を巡る血脈のようにこの世界に張り巡らされていた。他ならぬ君がこの世界に目覚めたのは漆黒の空に美しく歪んだ星の降る夜だった。自分が望む結末ではなかったと絶望するのなら他の世界に退場すればいい。 選択肢は無限にあるはずだ。
あなたはこの世界に来て7日間ずっと眠っていたの。ここはクワッドラトム、聖者の世界ではあるけれど、私たちにとっては死の世界ってことになるみたい。
一度退場すれば元の世界に戻れると思うな。
手がかり見つかるといいね。
おい、どこへ行くんだよ。
Last year, I hit 46 home runs.
I hit 460 dingers.
I struck out 156 hitters.
Well, I struck out 12,000 hitters.
Wait, what?
It's easy with MLB The Show. Make your baseball dreams come true. Now on all 3 major platforms. You know, I could have been a two-way player.
Whatever you say, coach.
Trust your intuition and journey onward. Don't be confined by your preconceptions.
You're here on your own journey, and no one else will ever really know what that journey is.
I'm always looking for answers, only to be dismayed. Solutions as clear as starlight.
Between those moments is chaos, complexity, life.
We see you, driver. We know you. We are all here for you.
CD Projekt Red are experts in open-world game design with The Witcher 3 and Cyberpunk 2077 combining freedom of exploration with compelling storytelling in unparalleled fashion. Through a new partnership with Epic, CD Projekt Red is building a brand new Witcher saga with UE5.
Our cooperation with Epic has just started. It was the shift towards open world support that brought Unreal Engine 5 to our attention.
So there was one demo that happened last year that was the medieval environment demo, where at one point there's a notice board that looks strangely familiar to things we've done in the past that has even a sign that says Monster Slayer Wanted. And I'm like, are they trying to tell us, come over to Unreal Engine, look how great your games could look on there? Was that whole demo made with that nefarious purpose? I don't know, but it definitely caught my eye.
This opens a new chapter for us where we really want to see how our experience in building open world games gets combined with all the engineering power of Epic.
One of the things that is really important to keep in mind when talking about open world games versus, let's say, more linear games is the possibilities of the things that can go wrong, or the scenarios that you have to consider are exponentially higher than linear games. Players can go in whatever direction that they want. They can handle content in any order that they want, theoretically. And to really encapsulate that means that you need a really stable environment where you can be able to make changes with a high level of confidence that it's not going to break in 1,600 other places down the line.
Unreal Engine is like a toolbox which has a lot of features, a lot of solutions already there that allow teams to just try new stuff. The fact that Unreal is used by a lot of teams already in the world, a lot of perspectives are projected into the design of the tools, and that helps the tool to be way more agile. So all in all, it's a really, really cool technology to prototype and make environments really quickly, really beautiful, and very realistic.
Epic and CD Projekt Red are the two companies that really want to achieve something great. We won't stop just, by developing some features. We won't stop there, yeah? We will continue to work together to achieve something extraordinary in the end.
Welcome to Minion Masters!
Experienced a partial brainwave extraction.
Oh, okay. I am inside the mind of my greatest enemy. Let's mess shit up.
Bonbon time! Get ready! Boom, boom, boom!
Hello, world. I once had a dream like this. Smells like upgrades.
What fresh hell is this? Here we have a manifestation of mental Freudian issues. Moo to you too. More keys for me, more goodies for you. Mental needs to get his mind out of the gutter.
You were supposed to meet your cousin. He asked for your help. However, the room was empty. What's next? This pain
will never end.
We've been working with Unreal Engine 5 for over a year now, and we've already seen a lot of the benefits.
Our relationship with Epic has really impacted positively the Gears of War franchise, whether it's collaboration or calls about various systems or contributing code. We've been creating numerous prototypes and demos, and we're happy to show you some of the results today.
What you're seeing now is our Alpha Point demo. It was an early access demo that we showed at GDC in 2021. There are a few different components, an abbreviated character cinematic, and an early large world technical test.
The open world tech test was built to test a few things. It was built to test the landscape system, how does it react with nanite, how does world partition streaming function, and how do these all come together and perform on Xbox. So MetaHumans came out about halfway through our character rendering visual tech test demo. And so we immediately sort of stopped what we were doing for a bit, took a look at MetaHumans and wanted to see how it could augment our existing character that we were building. And so we pulled things like materials from MetaHumans and eyeballs and teeth and bring it all together and just see what level of fidelity we could hit, throwing all the latest tech in Unreal Engine 5 at it.
This cinematic demo brings the character quality of the new rendering systems, the environment technologies, the new Lumen rendering system, all together to create a real-time cinematic experience that goes beyond anything that we've done in the past.
I'm personally very proud of them. They were all sort of labors of love for myself and the art team and engineering teams, and really opened our eyes towards what the next gen quality visual bar could be. And so it was a huge learning experience for us, and I think it actually set us up really well when Epic came and asked for help on the Matrix Awakens demo.
The fact that we were able to ship this experience on Xbox Series S with all the same features, including ray tracing, that we had on the Xbox Series X at such a high quality level is really amazing. With the launch of Unreal Engine 5, what I'm most excited for is the developer efficiency that we have for our team. We really are able to deliver a AAA experience that we've always wanted to without the compromises.
Unreal Engine 5, I feel like, is a huge game changer, and I feel like we haven't fully even realized how much of a game changer it's going to be. It basically democratizes game development across the world. And yes, there's accelerations for AAA developers like ourselves, but it also is a great entry point for indie dev studios. And so I think it furthers along Unreal Engine 4's vision of everyone can build a project and build a game, and I think it's going to change the entire industry.
Always had a vision of growing our world, and Campus was an idea that kind of came to us while we were making Hospital, actually, and we got quite excited about the possibilities of what we could do and where we could go. So it's a game about essentially running a university. You're building, looking after your students, looking after your staff.
2 Point Campus is basically the next logical step for 2 Point County. We're still in the same universe, you've still got the same little people, but this time we're educating them instead of healing them.
2 Point Campus is everything you know about university life, but of course with that signature 2 Point twist. It's going to be weird and wonderful characters that you're going to have to nurture, weird and wonderful courses, and just more general nonsense.
You're going to be visiting locations around the county, similar to what you did in 2 Point Hospital, and you'll be building different types of campuses in different locations, and you can be really creative with the way that you build up your campuses, trying out different layouts, running different courses, attracting different types of students.
It was trying to think about how we twist it, how we make college life sort of familiar, because our games have a little bit of familiarity. You know, Hospital kind of is trying to be about healthcare, but then, as you know, with Hospital, it turned into something quite different. It gets more and more surreal with each passing DLC. Obviously, with Hospital, we had characters, and they looked great. You know, we had all these visual afflictions, and that was fine, but you really didn't spend a lot of time with them or get to know them very well, because they came in, they got cured, they went away, or died.
There's more time with the students than you would spend with patients in 2 Point Hospital, which really gives you that opportunity to get to know a few of them and experience the quirks of their lives and help shape them as well.
These characters can generate relationships with each other, they can fall in love, and you can play a role in helping that move forward. You can start clubs for them so that they've got activities and societies and communities to join and be a part of.
There's a bunch of things they're going to need. You know, they've probably just moved out from home, they've never lived alone before, they need lots of things to get involved with, to keep them entertained, societies, friendship groups, and all these things feed into how successful they're going to be in their coursework.
Some of our players on 2 Point Hospital said that they sometimes find the building layout specifically a bit restrictive. So this time round, we've put that control into our players' hands. You can not only build buildings, whatever layout you'd like, you have a whole new range of items to place down, paths, fences, so many ways that you can potentially trap your characters. We wanted to make sure that every type of player could enjoy these controls on whatever platform you're playing on.
As you explore different parts of the county, you'll gain access to different courses, and of course this being 2 Point County, these aren't your normal everyday sorts of courses.
We've got things like the night school, which isn't a course that you go to after you've done with your day job, like in the real world. We're actually training knights to go out and do their jousting, teaching them the real rules of chivalry.
The things like gastronomy, this isn't sort of your normal cooking classes. These are giant pizzas and pies and trifles that people are going to make.
We gradually introduce you to these courses, but then you decide which combinations of courses you want to run on your campus. And of course that's then going to knock on to what kinds of students you have showing up. And so your campus could end up diverging massively from mine, and they look completely different after a few years of play. One of the things we really liked with Hospital was reading community feedback after the game came out and actually being able to do some really nice quality of life updates.
While developing 2 Point Campus, we were listening to all the feedback from our players on 2 Point Hospital, and we've incorporated that into designing the core game. And once it's in our players' hands, we're going to continue doing that.
Amazing to be able to, as a game developer, to be able to create something and then keep working on it, because you're never 100% happy. And the great thing we have is a community that kind of tells us, oh, we'd like this or we'd like that.
This kind of continued development is new to us and great. We love it because you can keep improving and adding to and keep the story going.
One Piece card game, a project for the 25th anniversary of One Piece, is finally here. English version will be available after the release in Japan in July 2022. 4 starter decks, Straw Hat Crew, Worst Generation, The Seven Warlords of the Sea, and Animal Kingdom Pirates will be released in July 2022 in Japanese, followed by an English version later. The booster pack, Romance Dawn, will be released at the same time as the starter deck. In addition, the Starter Deck Film Edition, featuring characters from One Piece film movies, will be released in winter 2022. Keep your eyes peeled for more and more One Piece card game news. And this time, we'll reveal to you brand new illustrations for the One Piece card game. Check it out! We'll reveal more information about the One Piece card game, including game mechanics, card illustrations, and events in preparation for its release. Check out our official website, Facebook, and Twitter for more details. Discover One Piece.
My name is Ashley Birch, and I play Aloy in Horizon Forbidden West.
I'm Ben McCaw. I'm the narrative director at Guerrilla.
My name is Denise Campbell, and I'm the curatorial assistant here at the Rijksmuseum, where I get to work with all these amazing works of art.
Horizon Forbidden West is set in a post-apocalyptic future full of lush, beautiful nature and massive, awe-inspiring machines.
Basically, Aloy, our protagonist, is trying to stop a blight from spreading that's destroying crops and creating storms, and she's basically trying to save it from sort of a climate change apocalypse.
So in the game, Aloy explores the ruins of the ancient past, including its technology, its culture, and its history. But not just the history of its final days, much before that as well. So as the idea for the collaboration emerged, we started to think about how we could get the collection at the museum into the game in some way. How could we get it into the story? But then I got to thinking about this character in our game, Tilda. She's a kind of power broker from the ancient past. And I got to thinking, could she be of Dutch ancestry? Could she have this collection of art? Could it have survived in a vault for 1,000 years? Could the player really experience it? So the more we discussed it with the team, the more the idea took hold and the more excited about it we got. And we decided to double down on it and make this moment with Tilda and our art collection and the pieces from the museum a major moment in the game. And the museum got excited about it as well, and that's when they brought in Denise to help us select some of the pieces for Tilda's vault.
That was actually quite interesting because I immediately had these connections with, oh, this could work with this object and this could work with that object. And of course, we had to discuss it with the curators. And immediately from the start, we got very excited because her character actually matched, her background story matched immediately with a couple of works that also made it into the game.
Aloy's relationship with Tilda is complicated, to say the least. Tilda is a member of a group called the Far Zeniths, who are the antagonists of Forbidden West. Tilda had a relationship with a significant person in Aloy's life, which motivates her in a way that maybe Aloy doesn't realize. So they have a contentious relationship, which I think makes it really interesting.
It was interesting to see that there was a certain depth, I think, in the character. So besides her being an expert in 17th century Dutch painting, there were also these deeper layers of her emotional state that were really nicely explained to me. So we could actually quite fast make a nice selection of artworks that would suit the narrative of the game. And I just started looking through our database to see which kind of 17th century works of art we could match to this story.
The fact that Guerrilla is a Dutch company is important and it's significant, and I think getting to honor Dutch culture and to have a representation of Dutch art in the game, I think is really special.
Working with the museum has been an absolute pleasure. Their excitement for the project was obvious from the beginning, and when Denise made her selections for Tilda's collection, it just blew me away. It was like every piece was iconic and beautiful, and it was almost like Denise knew the character better than we did.
It was really nice, actually. I distinctly remember the moment where I was presenting the selection of works that we gathered. As we moved through the list and I was presenting the different artworks, I could just see the excitement growing in their eyes. And I think the last work that I presented was the Frenzy, the statue. And I could just see Ben sort of exploding on the inside, because with that work we really took it a step further, because it wasn't really based on exactly the brief that we received.
We simply couldn't imagine doing a version of the Rijksmuseum's collection in Tilda's vault without the Night Watch, the most famous of Rembrandt's paintings, and really the ultimate symbol of Dutch heritage and of Tilda's heritage. And also, it's a symbol of how grand a cultural artifact can be and why they need to be preserved.
Selecting the Night Watch, well, that was an easy choice, of course. I think if you're talking about the most iconic 17th century Dutch paintings, I think the Night Watch is the first one that you think of. Tilda as a preservationist, she wanted to save the art from destruction. Well, you see it here in the Rijksmuseum, the prominent spot that it holds. It would be the first choice. So it's a painting that she would take with her without thinking about it.
When Aloy enters Tilda's vault for the first time and sees all the art, she actually really doesn't know Tilda at all. So she's examining each object with the goal of trying to learn more about Tilda's personality and motivation. That's what makes the dialogue come to life. It's not just two people talking about some of the greatest treasures in Dutch history. It's two people trying to use those objects to learn more about each other and gain an advantage. And the art offers a visually stunning and fascinating way for them to do that.
So I think that's something that's also kind of special about the vault, is that, she's never had an occasion to walk through a museum or, in a way, kind of a monumental moment to be able to walk through this space and see these ancient pieces of art and to have reactions to it. It's almost like her first exposure to that kind of experience, having emotions reflected back in art that might feel maybe even safer to her. My favorite piece in the vault, I really like the woman reading a letter, and I can't exactly explain why. There's just something there's something so intimate about it. It feels a bit like you sort of walked in on a room of someone having an intimate moment, but there's something kind of like you're being let in on an emotional moment that's being captured in this really beautiful, intricate detail. It has that sort of emotional intimacy that I think is really nice.
It really fits the narrative of the game. We don't know the contents of the letter, we don't know what it's about, and we cannot really see what is her reaction. So it's really a matter of using your imagination to see what she's thinking while she is reading this letter. But for me, I actually painted a little hint in the background because we can see a map. So maybe she is waiting for a loved one that's out on sea. Of course, Tilda also left Earth and had to leave everyone behind. And she identifies with this painting of longing for someone that is not with her.
Well, Horizon has beautiful nature and awe-inspiring machines and plenty of action. But it's also, at its core, really about the relationship between the past and the present, about how ideas and emotions are passed down through generations. So art, of course, does that better than anything else. Of course, it's a lens into the past, but it also evokes universal emotions in the present: loss, love, sadness, hope. If nothing else, the collaboration between Guerrilla and the Rijksmuseum is about showing off that dynamic, how art echoes the past, inspires us in the present, and continues to do so in the future. And that's, of course, why it's so important to preserve art through the ages.
There you are.
PlayStation.
しつかめてきた気がするぞ。身勝手のゴク。どうした？そんなもんか。終わりにすっぞ。ああ
Jupiter Station was a wake-up call. Next time, we'll be ready. We still have a lot of unanswered questions. Time to settle a little personal business.
Macros, our fight has just begun.
This is pointless. I cannot be stopped.
3 or 300, your plans end here. Impressive.
You can count on us.
Sacrifice has come.
Come on, we still have a war to end.